When I think of a camp recipe, it's going to be something that you're cooking for a lot of people. It's not a sit-down type, everybody sit at the same table meal. You know, a lot of times it's kind of serve yourself. We just cook a bunch of stuff up, set it out. It might still be in the pot it was cooked in. It might be, it's not going to be anything fancy, but it's just good, comforty food that everybody enjoys, cooking for a crowd all the time. It's not just 2 or 3 people, you know. But that's kind of camp cooking to me.
Welcome to Malcolm Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcolm and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right podcast. I'm your host, Malcolm Reed, joined by my lovely, talented wife. She's been holding down the fort while I've been gone all week, Miss Southern Chell. And we got Jacob with us today. You on the hot mic, Jacob?
I am.
All right.
Did you watch the game last night?
I was in, so I snuck off this week. Me and Mikey drove over to south of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, somewhere in the middle of
First, you went over to West Point and did.
First, I went to Mossy Oak's headquarters in West Point, Mississippi, and did a podcast with all those guys. That's pretty cool to get asked to do that. Yeah, I was excited. Those were my heroes. I met Cuz Strickland. He come up and said, "Man, I love what," he said, "I watch all your stuff, cook some of your recipes." I was like, I was starstruck. I don't get starstruck too often. Cuz Strickland's cool as he could be to me.
Who's Cuz Strickland?
He's been one of the Mossy Oak guys on TV. That's what I can tell you. You know, he's a hunter, and you know he's famous in the hunting industry, and Mississippi guy, and storyteller, and just all around good dude.
Was he on the podcast with y'all?
No, he was just
there.
He worked. I don't know if he works for Mossy Oak or what his relationship with him. He's in all their old videos, and him and Toxie are buddies, I guess. Because still does a lot with them. He does podcasts, he does videos, he travels all over, he takes people hunting.
Did you get a selfie?
I did. I pulled Mikey in there too. We both took one with him. And then we went and sat and did their podcast.
Was Mikey excited about seeing him?
Well, he had already told me. He's like, "Man, if I ever get a chance to meet Cuz and get a picture with him." So when he stopped and talked to us, I didn't think I just, didn't know he knew who we were. Or I don't know if he knew who Mikey was. He knew who I was. But anyway, yeah, he talked to us for a minute. You know, he had been over, took a load of stuff, like donation stuff, over to the hurricane victims in North Carolina.
That's cool.
Doing some good work. And I guess he had just gotten back in or something pretty recently. He'd gotten back in, but they were helping out over there. So we talked about that a little bit, talked about the hunting season, how we end up coming and how we don't have any rain and things are looking bad, but we're almost out of October. I can't wait. October's been rough. Not a single drop of rain for us.
It's been hot here.
It's back to hot. It was cool, and now it's hot. And the past few days, I've been sitting in like a sweat box. If you've ever seen the prison
So where did
movies,
you go after you left Mossy Oak?
We drove every back road across the state of Mississippi from the east side to the west side, crossed the river at Helena, Arkansas, and then drove through Stuttgart, the duck capital of the world, stopped at Max Prairie Wings, bought a few things, and then drove on to Pine Bluff, and then went south to wherever the GPS told us, and ended up in the Dust Bowl because it was dry over there. We were hunting this big 6,000 acre pine plantation.
Dang, that's huge.
Oh, it was huge. It was huge. But all the roads, there was no water. I mean, that's the whole time. I didn't even see a deer. Like when I'm telling you, it was 89 degrees, and I get in a deer stand. It's a fiberglass box. It was like one of those prison movies where you see they take the bad ones and they put them outside in the box and they leave them out there. That was me. I was coming out of clothes. I know the buzzards were circling up above me. They knew I was dying. They just put me out here. And I was like, how am I going to explain this to people? They find me out here. Dehydrated and died, jerkified myself in this box trying to shoot a deer. I didn't even see a deer.
How far did you get stripped down? Were you like in your underwear in there?
I didn't go down to the drawers. I had the shirt like pulled back and open, trying to, because so I'm in this plastic stand, and it's like 2 halves. And if you can imagine, I don't know, imagine a porta toilet. That's the best way to explain it. 2 of them kind of bolted together, and you're in there and you've got these little peephole windows that you're looking out, and there's no air flowing. And I'm sitting there in the woods on the side of this big piece of cutover, and the sun is just beaming in on me, but I'm hunting this way.
What temperature do you think it was?
In the box?
Yeah.
Oh, it had to be 180. I mean, you could cold smoke some cheese. All you did was some smoke. It was, no, I don't know if it's that hot, but it was hot. It was so the way that works, somebody takes you to stand there. I don't know these woods, and they just drop us off, say it's right down there. Well, he come back. He said, just sit tight. I'll come pick you up. Well, I was an idiot and sat there. I sat there. And he didn't come pick me up. It was dark.
Yeah.
But he pulled up and he said, you come out of there, look like steam coming out. Like, I was like, I know how one of the big smoked hogs feel. And they opened up the smoker on him, letting him out to get him started. I was rendering myself slowly. But I had blast. I had those guys this is like there's 6 generations of people still alive and hunting. We hunted there was one man that was
crazy.
there. He was 87 years old, and he had been in this long time hunting club for 50 something years, he said. Like his dad got him into it, and they were, it's that type of place. So it's a lot of these old men, and it's stories, and it's cooking, it's hanging out, and they had their George Dickel flowing, and it was fun. A lot of fun.
Is that camp life?
Yeah, you just want to go back when it's cool.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there.
Well, it is almost November. You
Yeah.
kind of expected that.
Well, if it had been last week, I'd have been fine. We had highs we're in the 60s, but now it's back. It got back to almost 90 degrees. How's it been here the past 3 days? It's been hot? Not too bad?
I mean, I've enjoyed it.
I see you still got your long sleeves on. Man, I'm back to shorts. It's like, I had got out the jeans and the boots and stuff. No, it's rocking the Crocs and got the shorts on and summertime.
It hadn't been summertime weather, but it's been warm.
It was cool enough in the morning, so morning hunting wasn't too bad. You get up before daylight and you get out there and sit down. It's not, watch the sun come up, but you don't want to sit there past 10 o'clock or you're going to start sweating.
So did you watch the game?
No, I'm not talking about it. Yeah, we watched it. So,
were you disappointed?
One of the guys there does sports bet. He's got a little app, Ping Sports Bet. And he said, let's make some bets, make it fun. Because I think there was 3 games last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was Georgia Southern playing somebody, Old Dominion or something like that. And then Pitt and Syracuse played. And then, of course, the NFL was the Vikings and the Rams. Well, I was like, man, this is going to be good. The Vikings are going to tear them up. The Rams that don't have any receivers, they're all hurt. They got both their receivers back last night, Jack. They had Cup and Puka Nacua back. I was like, well, I don't know. But the line was like 2.5. And I was like, well, if I was going to place a bet, I'd have to bet on the Vikings. And he said, well, let's do a parlay. And I was like, all right, I'm great at parlays. I'm great. I said, you know what? I think Georgia Southern, I would trust them any day.
Did they lose too?
Oh yeah. No, let me get this. We had lost this bet. Hold on. And so then Syracuse and Pitt, and I don't know if Pitt was I think Pitt might have been favored or whatever, but the line wasn't very big. I said, well, let's go with Syracuse. They can throw the ball, and Pitt's defense, they've been giving up a lot of passing yards. Let's go with Syracuse. So we had Syracuse and Georgia Southern and the Vikings. Well, this game's kicked off like at 6. So the first one's kicked off at 6 and 6:30, and the Vikings come on. By the time it was 6:30, so we've had 30 minutes of football. It was like 30-0 on one of the other games, and we lost that one out the gate. The other game was like 37-6. I mean, it was crazy. I was like, oh man, we done lost both these. Well, at least the Vikings are going to do all right. And so once we saw that before the Vikings kicked off, the guy that was betting, he said, man, we got to get back. We done lost this one. It was like we put $100 each up on this parlay. And he's like, we got to get back. We can win. We can win our money back on this one. I said, we got one game, the Vikings. It ain't kicked yet. What are we going to do? And he said, let me look at the first quarter line. And it was like +1 or whatever it was. It was a low. It was pretty much a pickle. And I said, let's take the Vikings for $100 to be ahead in the first quarter. He said, all right, I'll go with you. So that was the money. I'd already bet 100 on the parlay. And I lost that. And so I bet this 100. And when I got it back, we were sitting there sweating bullets. Like it was tied. The Vikings went down, scored a touchdown early. Then the Rams go right down, score a touchdown. Vikings get the ball back and they're driving. I'm like, don't stall. Just get a field goal. Just give me, I need 1.5 points. And they scored a touchdown and went up to 14 right at the end of the first half. And I was like, $100. I'm even. I think I won $15. So That was my bet. It was exciting. And then the Vikings lost the game.
I don't think that gambling is your.
Oh, it's not. I'm the worst. And I told Chamley, I said, look, he said, we got a guy, whatever, let's ask him what he picks, and we're just going to go the opposite. And I said, this is exactly what I told Rochelle. If she asked me who I'm going to bet on, just go the opposite. You'll win every time. And he said, oh, you're not that bad, are you? And I said, I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I have good sense when I do it. I think it's, I don't just bet with my gut, heart, I look at the, but no, I pick them. He said, well, we can't lose all three. Yeah. 3-2 parlay, we lost all three. He said, that don't happen. I said, you bet with me. So they're going to be calling me Warren because that's the guy's name. That he'll probably start texting me, who you got this week? Just go the other way.
Last weekend we went to Royal Oak.
Oh, man, that was a fun trip.
Yeah,
been busy.
It was.
Yeah, been on the road. You know my highlight of that? Well, besides, I don't know how you felt about this because I didn't even ask. Well, we were down at Royal Oak last year. We went to this event, and there's a guy named Stephen Powell that makes pit barrels, like drum smokers, ugly drum smokers. Well, he had made one for a Royal Oak one, and I was like, man, that's a cool smoker. I'd like to have, just casual. I'd like to have one of those. You get to want to bake one. Well, he showed up, and when we got there was two of them sitting out there. One of them had Craig Barbecue Ninja's picture on it, and one of them had likeness of me on it, but you didn't recognize it. And so we went off and did our thing, and he caught me to the side, and he said, you see those pits up there? And I said, man, those are sharp, but I didn't go look close at them. He said, that one's yours. And I was like, what? No way. And so I snuck off there with Steven and his buddy, and we loaded that thing in the back of the car. I had it crammed up in there turning. I was like, man, we might have to get some tools and take the wheels off this thing.
It was in there.
But I got it in there, and it's back. I can't wait to cook on it. It's a cool drum.
It is. It's really cool. It's red and yellow.
Yeah, it's got the Royal Oak colors, and then it's got like a plate of my face on the front of it. Kind of, if you go to Stephen Powell's Facebook page, it's Steven Powell. And you'll see it. He's got a picture of it. But I think he texted me one, and I need to get it posted up. So we got home last week from Atlanta, I ran it down to the smokehouse and unloaded it, and I haven't been back since. So I was out all week. I mean, I did a 1-day turnaround. We come home Sunday, come to work Monday, left Tuesday. Just got back. I mean, I haven't been home 30 minutes yet.
So yeah, we went to Royal Oak, the Invitational cook. That's what we were there for.
It was the Royal Oak Invitational. Is that, how many times have they had it?
I don't know. We used to compete in it back in the day.
Yeah, I guess it's 5 or 6 years, 7 years.
Smoking Scully's got grand champion. Shiggin' and Grinning got reserve.
Yeah.
And first place kids queue. I didn't even know they had a kids queue.
Neither.
But Nova Basie.
Well,
I hope I'm saying
congratulations.
that right.
No, we saw a bunch of our friends, Royal Oak friends.
Met some new people.
We
met, I don't know if you've met him before, but that was the first time I met Mr. Brisket.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the first time I ever met him.
So he trims comp meat, and he'll sell you like a comp meat pack. You got a trimmed brisket, trimmed pork collar.
Ready to go.
Ribs, and chicken. How much chicken did he say he's trimmed over this year?
I think he's up to 9,000 pieces as of, this was a couple weeks ago. I'm sure it's more now. Isn't that crazy?
1,000 pieces of chicken.
You got to be pretty good at it if you do that. But you can buy it already ready to go, right?
I told him it was cheating. I was like, do you know how long I spent trimming chicken?
You're the best.
Shut up.
I mean, I would put yours up against his 9,000 pieces any day.
You just say that.
Man, you are. But yeah, we met all kinds of, talked to Bill Purvis for a good while. Chicken Fried. He's really cool.
Yeah.
He's buddies with Alonzo.
Yeah.
Gulf Coast. I didn't know that, but they're down from that area in Texas. Houston-ish area.
He was telling me how many contests he cooks a year and like how many he's done this year.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it's like every weekend. And I was like, do you love it? He's like, I love it.
He's got a podcast too. I think I'm gonna go on it with him.
But he was like, I love it. I don't love it as much.
You don't love it that much. I tell you what we did do. One night we went to dinner at there's an Argentine steakhouse called did I write Pampas, right? Or Pampa?
Pampa? I think Pampa.
Pampas, I think. But it's Argentine grill. It's not like one of these, It's not like Texas de Brazil. This is like a white tablecloth place. It's probably a little fancy for me, but I went. But we'd been there before, and the reason why I wanted to go back is because they have a steak, and they don't have it all the time, but a lot of times it's their special, and it's a spinalis steak, and you don't see those at restaurants very often.
It's thin because it's like thin and flat.
Yeah.
It almost looked like a flat iron or something.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Man, it was so good.
So basically they just cut that cap right off that ribeye.
And just grill it up. It was good.
Heck yeah. I think we all got one.
I would go there just for that. But last time I went, I got the Dover sole, and it was excellent. But that was good. What else was so good there?
I found my new favorite sports bar.
Yeah. In Birmingham, Alabama. We stopped back there to catch some games. That was a good call. We watched the Alabama game and the Auburn game from in the state of Alabama with a bunch of different fans, and that was fun.
But the food was so it's called Walk-On's Bistro.
Yeah, I think that's it. Did it start down in New Orleans?
No, I think it started in Alabama.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Walk-On Sports Bistro. It's a
chain.
If you're a fan of sports, it's a great place to go watch some games.
They have a great bar setup, TVs. The food was
on point.
Better than Buffalo Wild Wings.
We had little sliders. We had alligator that was jam up.
Buffaloed alligator.
What else do we have that was good there? There was just appetizers.
Yeah, we just ordered a bunch of appetizers.
You sit there for 6 hours, you got to have something to eat every hour. Just try a different appetizer every hour. Met some new friends. We met a famous person there. I got her autograph. Can't remember her name. It was something, Annie Snook from Family Feud. Remember that? Shout out, Annie.
Anyway. So this week I wanted to talk to you since you just got back from deer camp. I was going to talk to you about cooking at camp.
Cooking at camp. That's one of my favorite things to do there.
One of your favorite.
I enjoy hanging out and cooking, telling stories and all the good stuff more than I do sitting in a deer stand by myself.
It's the experience you like.
It's the experience. That's what's great about it. It's not sitting there shooting something. I mean, that's cool too, but if you're into that, but the whole experience of it and planning out the meals and cooking stuff for everybody, that's a great way to do it.
I mean, it's kind of the same experience whether you're like going fishing.
Yeah, fish camp, hunt
camp. If you're just going
to watch football games on the weekend at camp. Just camp life.
What's your favorite? So what makes a camp recipe?
I mean, when I think of a camp recipe, it's going to be something that you're cooking for a lot of people. It's not a sit down type, everybody sit at the same table meal. You know, a lot of times it's kind of serve yourself. What do you call that? Buffet style, I guess. We just cook a bunch of stuff up, set it out. It might still be in the pot it was cooked in. It's not going to be anything fancy, but it's just good, comforty food that everybody enjoys, cooking for a crowd all the time. It's not just 2 or 3 people, you know. But that's kind of camp cooking to me.
What's your favorite?
Most of it's meat centric with a few
most accents, of it.
But
a lot of times it's one pot stuff too.
Yeah. What's my favorite?
Yeah, what's your favorite camp recipe? What's your go-to?
Because see, it's different because you got to have breakfast.
Yeah.
Or brunch kind of. We usually don't get up and cook breakfast first thing. It's usually after a morning hunt. So it's around 10-ish, 10, 11 usually.
And y'all's camp is real big on breakfast.
Yeah. Well, you got to have. That's what gets the day going because we're probably not going to eat again until dark.
Yeah.
Well, because we're going to stay in a deer stand until dark. And then if anybody shoots one, we got to go find it and we got to skin it, all the stuff we do. So sometimes you're not eating till 9 o'clock. So that big breakfast at 10, 11 o'clock, you know, might catch you a nap before you go get back on deer stand and that holds you over. But so for us, for breakfast, we're having gravy. It might be sausage and gravy. It might be steak and gravy. It might be fried tenderloin and gravy. It might be fried pork chops and gravy.
Is it always fried and gravy?
Yeah. I mean, you're not grilling something for breakfast. It ain't got to be fried. It's griddled more often than anything. Yeah. A lot of times we'll just fire up, the Blackstone or the Weber griddle, and that's what we're cooking breakfast on. Because when you're a flat top for cooking for a bunch of people for breakfast or any meal is a great way to go. You can throw it all on there. I mean, you can have bacon, sausage going on one side. You can do your eggs on the other. You can throw some potatoes on there, do some hash browns or some little fried kind of skillet style potatoes. And that's usually the kind of stuff we have. You know, we'll throw some biscuits in the oven. Usually we're not making homemade biscuits. I can make some pretty good ones, but it's too easy. The little Grand's frozen ones, they taste just as good as. Not they're just as good, but they work.
You like the frozen ones over the canned biscuits?
Yeah, I mean, canned biscuits okay. I ain't mad at them either.
I love a good canned.
I like a canned biscuit if I'm making like a sausage and biscuit to go to a deer stand because they hold up. They don't crumble. You know, sometimes even the homemade ones, they're going to be a little flaky, little crumbly. They don't do as well as sandwich style. Now, if I'm putting gravy on it, I don't like canned biscuits with gravy. I want that to be a home style biscuit.
You want a softer,
it's flaky, softy, bready. Yeah. My dad calls them soda biscuits, the canned ones. I don't know. He says they have a lot of baking soda or something in them, so why they have that texture they do.
I like the flaky layers, though.
You like the flaky, and see, those separate so easy, and you can put whatever you want in it. Sausage, egg, and cheese on one of those, hard to beat.
Sausage biscuit is killer on one of those.
Mm-hmm. Bologna biscuit, sausage biscuit.
I'll tell you something
smoked
I did.
Sausage biscuit, bacon biscuit.
Ham
biscuit.
I don't even.
I got all of them. I'm like Bubba Gump when it comes to the biscuits and meat on it.
I ordered we were coming back from somewhere. We stopped at a gas station and their biscuits looked so good. It was early in the morning. It was Sunday. You know, we'd been hanging out all weekend. And I said, give me one of those biscuits and put double sausage on it, double sausage patty.
Yeah.
It was so good. I felt like the meat to biscuit ratio was just right.
I think sometimes you get them and it's just a bunch of doughy bread, little to no meat.
I wonder if you can do that at McDonald's. I'm going to do that next time. I bet
you they would.
I want a double sausage biscuit.
They're selling some kind of chicken Big Mac now. Did you see that? It's a double chicken. If they can put 2 pieces of chicken and make a Big Mac with it.
We got it last night.
Who did?
Me and Michael.
Oh, what was the verdict? I hadn't tried that one yet.
It's pretty good.
Was it better than a Big Mac? I mean,
no. I wouldn't order it again. I mean, I wasn't mad at it, but I wouldn't order it again. They put cheese on it. I asked for no cheese, and I got it with cheese.
You just wanted double stack jam. I imagine that's so dry.
Well, they put a lot of special sauce on it.
Sure
so you get the special sauce, and they didn't have near enough pickles.
So you taught me how to try on that one. It's not a Chick-fil-A.
You know, it would have been really good if they'd used their spicy chicken. You know, because they have a spicy chicken sandwich. If they use their spicy chicken, it'd have been even better.
You can make those. Those little chicken patties are terrible. They're not even chicken breasts. It's a patty.
Yeah,
it's some kind of preformed. Yeah, you would do better going and buying you 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches and making your own. You're going to spend $20 on breakfast if you do that. But that's not a breakfast thing. That's like a lunch or dinner, right?
Yeah. I saw the commercial. It made me want it. Yeah.
They got you.
Anyway, so breakfast at camp.
Yeah, so that's our typical breakfast. We're going to have some meats. We're going to be griddled.
It's usually double meats.
Yeah,
it's usually like bacon.
Oh, you got to have bacon and sausage. Well, a lot of times we'll take the sausage, fry it in a skillet, use the rendered fat from it to make the gravy. So that's your base. So that's why you end up with 2 meats, because bacon gravy just isn't as good as sausage gravy.
But you still got to have bacon.
So you still got to have bacon.
So let's say you got ham in the mix. Do you still cook 2 meat? Do you still cook sausage, bacon, and ham?
Oh yeah. Why not? See, this isn't all it don't have to be ate that right then. If we have leftovers, we'll take it, split a biscuit, put the meat on it, wrap it up, stick it in the refrigerator. It's an aluminum foil. That's a quick grab and go the next day you go out. So you do have a snack if you want to take something to the stand. You don't have to come out to eat breakfast. You can stay in the stand and throw that on a little heater and warm it up, and you're good to go. You can sit till lunch.
Those little sliders.
Yeah.
Like ham and cheese sliders.
Those are excellent deer camps. We do those all the time.
We'll
do those by the tray. And, we might cook 2 or 3 trays of them and then wrap them up, and that way people can grab them.
Do you go 1 slider or 2 sliders in a wrap?
1, usually. 2's a bit much. You're sitting in a deer stand, you're unwrapping. No.
So you do breakfast, no lunch.
Usually we don't do lunch.
Lunch is either breakfast leftovers.
There's going to be something left over probably from dinner. There's always some lunch meat or something if you needed to make a sandwich or something. But typically we do not make a lunch at camp. The only day you might make a lunch is like Sunday and everybody's going to go home or something. We might cook something for Sunday. But that's usually, I don't know, usually we go heavy on breakfast on Sunday too. So you don't want to. But dinner, that's where it gets really good. Because breakfast is good, but dinner's really good. And usually we're going to have a meat. But we do a lot of one-pot stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
A lot of chilies.
Yeah. Jambalayas, gumbos, a lot of gumbos.
Chicken and dumplings.
We'll do chicken and dumplings. We'll do spaghetti. I mean, deer meat chili. We do a lot of that stuff. And those are all, they're crowd pleasers. Last year we did turnip greens, like a big pot of turnip greens, made cornbread. I forget what else we had to go with it. It was, I did a pulled ham. So you had turnip greens and pulled ham. And
how do you do how did you do your pulled ham?
You just keep cooking it.
So you get
take a ham,
cured
smoke
ham?
it. Yeah. Yep. It's just like but not a spiral sliced one, like just a half shank ham or a half buddy end of the ham. It's already been smoked and it's like you're heating it up on the smoker. Well, you start it for about 2 or 3 hours, get some smoke on it, then you wrap it up, and usually I'll throw some apple juice or some, a little Coke or Pepsi or something like that in there, just something to give it some moisture to break it down, and then you keep cooking it, and it will get to where it'll shred by hand really easy. And it's phenomenal. It's really good.
It's got a lot of flavor.
A lot of flavor. I like doing them for New Year's to go with turnip greens.
Yeah. Hog jowl and pulled pork.
Absolutely. So do you remember at Royal Oak, Heath and his wife Candace were over there with us, and they had stopped at a barbecue joint because Heath had heard it was really good on the way over to Georgia.
What was the name of that?
It was called Saul's Barbecue, and they stopped at, I guess it was in Birmingham. I looked on the map. There were several of them. So I guess they've kind of franchised, or they have little satellites over there. But they have a main dish. It's like their signature dish. It is grits with turnip greens, with pulled pork, with a drizzle of vinegar sauce, with fried, thinly sliced crispy onions over the top. And that sounded so good to me that I've got to, and we didn't have time to go try it because we were wanting to go watch football. If we would have been worried to go on a barbecue crawl, we would have done it. But next time I go to Alabama, I am going to look for that dish. I'm going to try my best to recreate it and see how it is.
Somebody else
sounds phenomenal.
We ran into somebody else, and you asked them, have y'all tried Saul's? And they said, oh, yeah, you got to get was it the hot dog?
Yes. That's what it was. The people we met at Walk-Ons. They said they've got the best smoked hot dog going.
They called it a barbecue hot dog or something.
Smoked dog, I think is what it was.
Smoked dog. Real quick, I think now would be a good time to pay some bills.
The How to Barbecue Right podcast is brought to you by our friends at Primo Grills. Chell, did you know that Primo is the only ceramic grill made right here in the good old USA?
What? Are you telling me that Primo Grills are proudly crafted here in the USA, ensuring top-notch quality and support for local craftsmanship?
I sure am. Plus, Primo Grill not only delivers mouth-watering flavor, but because of their innovative oval design and superior ceramic construction, Primo Grills also gives you a ton of cooking versatility.
Whether you're smoking low and slow or searing a steak to perfection, Primo Grills gives you the consistent heat distribution for mouth-watering results every time.
What she said, y'all. Y'all visit PrimoGrill.com and check them out. So when we were over at camp this weekend, we're always trying different stuff. So one of the guys brought out something. I said, oh, my wife would love this. He called it cheese dip, but it was basically
already
these
there.
different kinds of cheese, like made up like pimento cheese. It didn't have pimento in it though, but it had some mayonnaise. I told him, I said, I bet you used a blue plate in that, didn't you? He's like, he didn't even know what blue plate was over there. That's just not their thing.
It's the best mayonnaise on the planet.
That's what I said. I said, man, this would be so good if you'd use blue plate.
Did you tell him it's quality since 1927?
That's absolutely right. It is. It's been there almost as long as probably longer than this deer camp's been a mayonnaise company. They've been doing it for 60 something years. Blue Plate's been doing it longer than that, almost 100. Going on 90 something, right?
Oh yeah, imagine that celebration in
100 years of
27.
Can't wait. Well, we got to get a clock in here, a Blue Plate clock to count that down. But
I'm going to that event.
But this cheese, I got to get the recipe for it because you would absolutely love it. And he just had a big giant bowl of it, and we just kept getting it out, putting it back in the refrigerator, and eating it with crackers.
So is it like that cheese slaw I've been seeing people talk about?
Yeah, but not shreddy. So it's more one consistency. You can tell it's different cheeses, and it had to have had some cream cheese in it too, because you know how cream cheese kind of smooths it out.
Mm-hmm.
But he had jalapenos in it, and it had some other, I don't know what all it had in it actually. I just know it was good, but it didn't have the pimento flavor.
Yeah.
It didn't have that. And so I'm going to have to get the recipe.
So what was the texture of the cheese if it wasn't shredded?
It was just, do you know how you get the pimento cheese? And it is shredded, but when you do that cheese slaw, it's like long.
Yeah,
It looks like coleslaw.
shredded.
This didn't look like that. It was more creamy, one consistency. And I guess it's probably, maybe it stirred up. Maybe the cheese slaw, if you kept stirring it. But it had the consistency almost of, when you buy the pimento cheese at like Mrs. Weaver's or something like that. It kind of had that, but
Like
it didn't taste like that.
Yeah.
But it was more of a dip. You could dip it. So it was like a loose pimento cheese that didn't have pimentos.
You didn't ask him for the recipe?
I did, but I didn't. I told you it's a lot of George Dickel. But it was good. It was really good. Oh, we had, like, one night we had taco salads.
Oh, that's
we
cool.
had every morning they did brunch too. Last night we had something really good. It was he had took chuck roast, and they have smoker stuff there, but they cook on everything. But early that morning he took a big pan or put them on his flat top after he cooked breakfast, seared off these chuck roast, and then threw them in 2 crock pots. It was like 3 chuck roasts because he did like 6. So there's a bunch of people eating, and he made like a he called it a beef dip sandwich, almost like a French dip. But inside the crock pot, he threw in onions, and he had like jarred jalapenos and all kinds of seasoning and cut up bell pepper, and all that was in the meat. So as it cooked it, it smelled, dude, that camp smelled so good. Like we were sitting around after.
Smells really good, yeah.
You would get a whiff of it every once in a while, and it was, man, I was like, God.
It makes your stomach growl.
So I guess when I didn't hunt because it was so hot that last afternoon, I was like, I'm just going to go over here.
Go smell the roast.
Yeah. I went over there, and we just sat out there and talked and listened to them tell tales. Well, he went and shredded all that meat. We had dinner. It was probably about the time the game kicked off, and you took a hoagie roll and put it on a plate, like kind of open face, and then put that hot beef that he had pulled with some of the peppers and onions, and then put some shredded mozzarella over it, and then put a little more beef, and then ladled all that juice that was in there over it like you would a dip, and it was really good.
It's like a fork and knife job.
This would be so good on smoker. So good. Like grill it, like sear it off over the grill, like, get a good crust over it over a hot Weber grill or something, just some hot coals, and then move it to a pan and cook it with all that stuff and just make a chuck dip, what it would be, a chuck dip sandwich.
Chuck dip. I like that.
It would be really good. Chuck dip. I'm going to call it the chuck dip. My buddy Chuck will like that.
That's another one that's really good at camp. Anything in a crock pot.
Yeah, crock pot dishes. Roast, any of that stuff. We eat a lot of deer meat. Of course, we're firing up the grill and, back straps.
Yeah.
Birds,
y'all wrap a lot of stuff in bacon.
Bacon,
cook it on the
everything.
grill.
Pork chops, steaks. One of the big nights we do is a steak night. So a lot of times, like before deer season and after deer season, before opening, the big opening rifles and close, we'll go to the restaurant called Como Steakhouse. Well, the past year or so, we've been kind of doing our own version of Como Steakhouse experience at the smokehouse. And so we'll just get a bunch of steaks, everybody's favorite, ask. We might have fillets, ribeyes, strips, whatever. And we'll cook those up with the baked potato,
mushrooms,
salad, the mushrooms.
Do y'all do fried pickles too?
We've done fried pickles, but I think I'm going to do something a little different this year. Instead
of fried okra?
Yeah, I'm going to try that, see if it's any good. I love fried okra.
Yeah, but you're doing fried pickled okra, right?
Yeah. Give it a little crunch. Oh, there's a guy there named Butch. Oh, I got you the insight on going to the Arkansas Derby in Hot Springs and have a big time.
Okay.
We got a box, and these are some serious horse people. They're like, you want to go out there and walk one of them around in circles? And I was like, no. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to touch the horse. I just want to go see it. I just want to see them run. Oh, you got to go down to the paddock. That's where all the excitement is. And no. I just want to go turn them loose and watch them run. So that kicks off in December, and it goes until I think the Kentucky Derby. But the Arkansas Derby is a big one because that winner gets to run in the Kentucky Derby. So we might get to go. I've never been to a horse race.
I haven't either.
So I'm kind of excited about to get a chance to do that this spring.
We used to go to West Memphis and do the dog racing.
Yeah, I've seen simulcasted horse racing, but I just want to see the live. And I know absolutely nothing. I'm just going to.
Did they do hats?
I'm going to bet on 2. Oh yeah, I asked him, you got to dress up, and he's like, some of them you do, some of them you don't. Like the Derby Day, Arkansas Derby Day, I'm sure everybody dresses up.
Yeah.
But just like an average Friday, because they were running, I don't know if they run on Thursdays anymore, but he said they were running Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So anyway, Hot Springs. Put that on your events to figure out a weekend we can go to.
Okay.
Don't they got good food over there at the horse track?
I'm sure. Unless it ain't.
You know what I'm going to say there? Don't eat the quarter burger. Might be
a quarter burger.
I
don't know. They got blue plate on it. I might try it.
You would try
it. One thing that Mark cooks a lot at deer camp that's really good, and I think he did a recipe on it on Buck Junkies recently, is pork chops.
Yeah.
He grills pork chops right over like open flame.
We started buying these LARD injected pork loins from Frankie here at Primo's Butcher in Hernando. And if y'all haven't tried these, you better run and get you some. It is the best pork chop. I don't know. We tried to figure out, like, what are they doing? What exactly is this? We still haven't got a definite answer. I think Mark even called Kevin down in Pensacola. It's like, man, have you seen these? What are they doing? Do you know about this? Because he was curious about the process. But what did
Kevin say?
He said they're injecting it with something. I don't think he really knew.
I wonder where he's getting them from.
That I don't know either, unless it's probably one of the distribution houses, Benny Keith or Cisco or US Foods or something.
I just Googled LARD injected pork chop and it didn't.
Nothing registers?
Yeah. Like a lot of times they'll be like, different food vendors.
Well, you've heard of larding meat before. And it was like, if I remember right, they had this it's almost like a big crochet needle thing with a tube. And I guess they would stick that in the fat and get it in the tube, and then you could put it in the meat and pull it out, and it would add fat to it, And so you'd see like a streak of fat through it. And that's kind of the way these pork chops are.
Do you see that?
We see, it looks more like a ribbon of fat. And Mark thinks that it's some kind of reconstituted powder product or something that they're putting in it. And then I don't know. I really don't know. I would like somebody to explain it to us. I don't know what it is, but I do know this. It is absolutely delicious. And we've been taking those loins and cutting them into thick chops and just grilling them on a Brio fire pit right over. Like we'll throw, our wood that we're fireplace wood in there. It's seasoned out oak wood. We might use a little Royal Oak charcoal just to get the fire going, but then we'll swing the grate over those hot logs. And man, it smells so good when that fat gets to dripping and you have a pork chop cook like that. It is fire. It is that good. It's that's one of my favorite things to eat down there.
I'm not a big fan of pork chops. They're usually dry.
These are just like steak. It's like a ribeye steak.
And
you can't dry them out.
And y'all don't like heavy season them or anything. No. Keep it simple. It's just
usually season them right there on the fire. So you're sprinkling the seasoning. You don't have to do. It's not like you got to marinate them they're ready. They would be good with just salt and pepper, like just a little AP.
I think so too. Little AP or something.
Taste the flavor of the pork with whatever artificial fat they're filling it up with. Can't be good for you. Can't be.
So it's actually, they use a larding needle. I just looked it up real quick.
Is that what it says? So I've heard of a larding needle, but this doesn't look like that.
It says it's a culinary technique for preparing large cuts of meat in which long strips of fat are woven through meat using a larding needle.
Yeah. Well, this doesn't look like that. That may be how they're doing it. Maybe they have multiple needles.
Yeah.
But it doesn't that leaves a pretty good piece of fat in it. The larding needle.
So you're saying this just looks really thin?
Yeah, super thin. It's almost marbled looking like a ribeye steak where you see the ripple all the way down it.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't have like a tube of fat, like an inserted fat.
See, when y'all were telling me, because I only see it after it's cooked. I've only seen it after it's cooked. When y'all were telling me it's larded, that's what I was picturing, like a small tube running in multiple
That's not
spots.
what it looks like to me. That would look more like ham and cheese loaf.
Yeah. That's
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or mortadella when you see the big hunks of fat in mortadella.
That's what I was picturing in my mind.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like that. You can't even tell.
It looks natural.
You can't even tell. It's like, just when you look at it raw, you can see these little ripples, the white ripples in it. It's like, man, that's some marbled up pork, ain't it? That's what it looks like. But then when it cooks, you can't even tell. You never see it. So it's not like a chunk of fat's left there. That's why Mark thinks it's some kind of liquid paste product or something, or powder maybe that's gone in there. I don't know.
I mean, Lord, is pasty, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to learn more about that. Actually, they probably don't want you to do it proprietary.
Yeah.
They don't, I mean, it ain't like you see that everywhere, because you had regular supermarket pork like that. God, you can do chicken breasts like that. I bet I need to see if they have chicken breasts.
Larded chicken breast.
Well, because, that's the problem with chicken breasts is it's dry. Well, this, you can't dry it out. It'd be really good.
When I type in larded chicken breast, not a lot comes up.
Huh. Nobody's had fat to chicken breast.
Hey, there's got to be, we can be the first.
Be the first. The fat people do it. We'll figure out how to.
So, we got that AI bot on our Facebook group, the genie.
I don't understand why it's a genie, but yeah. Did you play around with it?
No, but other people have.
Good.
They've been my favorite one is I keep asking the AI bot for tree fitty.
Tree. I'm gonna need about tree fitty.
And it says it can't help them. Somebody asked about horse recipes.
What did it say about that?
No, there is no horse recipes, but you should go somewhere else basically and look for game recipes.
Yeah.
Other people are saying, I don't understand it, but Malcolm asked me to ask it weird stuff, so I'm doing my part.
So is it just like referencing questions and answers from that page?
Yeah.
Or crawling to How to Barbecue Right? It's probably not even doing that, because it doesn't have anything to do with the website.
Yeah,
it's just the Facebook community. It's
just crawling the Facebook community.
So it's just a search tool for the Facebook community.
And it this person asked it about just fake ones.
Yeah. Get a whole leg, cut it off at the knee.
You had like some fake gator recipe one time, years ago.
Yeah. It's like a April Fool's type recipe.
This one said it told it to cook a brisket to 180.
That's not far enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's keep messing with the
AI
bot.
We got to get this thing tuned. We're not worried about it taking over the barbecue world yet. Not quite there. But they learn from their mistakes, probably.
Supposedly, yeah.
They say, and they correct themselves.
Someone else posted a drink, and it's called, I guess it's kind of going viral right now, but it's called Nutcrackers in New York. You give you they want you to try it.
Okay. What is it?
So it makes 3 drinks. So it gives you 3 16-ounce drinks.
So it's a
this
batch.
Recipe.
Yeah.
It's a batch, right? Half a cup of vodka or tequila.
Sounds good. I'm with you.
Half a cup of dark rum, preferably Bacardi.
Absolutely with you.
Half a cup of peach schnapps.
Absolutely with you.
Half a cup of Everclear.
Ooh, still with you, but damn, now we're taking it way back.
And
half a cup of Everclear.
And 1 32-ounce container of fruit punch, preferably Hawaiian punch. That's hunch punch.
That's hunch punch. Yeah, I've had that before.
Because when you say vodka or tequila, that's 2 very different paths there.
Yeah, but then you adding the Everclear is what gets you.
That's a heck of a drink.
We used to make that. We used to make a version of that in a garbage can, and we'd call it the hooch or the hunch punch.
I think everybody did at one point.
Man, have you ever been Hawaiian punch sick?
I couldn't drink Hawaiian. I couldn't drink Hawaiian punch for years.
Yeah, it's bad. You got to add so you fix that. You add Sprite to it. You got to get some bubbly club soda, something. If you do straight Hawaiian punch, it's gonna acidity everything, and that stuff's gonna be coming up, and the Everclear is gonna have you running laps or thinking you can jump off buildings, and then oh man. You add the tequila to that, you're going to be ready to fight.
That's a bad combination.
That's a bad. Everclear and tequila shouldn't be anywhere in the same drink. That'll hurt you. What if you just instead of using the Everclear, if you just use like overproof rum or 151?
Yeah.
I'd turn it back just a little bit.
It's still got Hawaiian punch. Yeah. It's still hunch punch.
Hunch punch. Hey, I've done it with jungle juice. What you know about jungle juice? It's like
my
a poor
stomach-
man. It's a poor man's Hawaiian punch.
My stomach just went.
Yeah.
The thought of Hawaiian punch and face. Have you ever had a bad night with peppermint schnapps and couldn't brush your teeth the next?
Not peppermint
Or dare.
schnapps, but I spit Goldschlager
Goldschlager,
all over
yeah.
a buddy of mine's mom's couch in living room one time. Like, she come back home the next day. I was like, "What's all this gold glitter everywhere?" I was like, I don't know. I guess Tate had some interesting people over here.
All right, back to food.
Stripper party. It wasn't though. It was just Goldschlager.
So Art, he took your meatloaf recipe, but he added in a small container of blue cheese crumbles.
Ooh,
That's what I said. That's a good
I bet
idea.
that's really good.
And then that got me thinking you can make a whole like steakhouse version of meatloaf.
Yeah.
Do some onions, maybe a little mushroom.
In it. That'd be good. Real good. I didn't think about. I'd love a blue cheese crumble over a slice of meatloaf. Or like
Yeah.
make a sauce with it. Kind of. That would be excellent.
Or use the blue cheese some way in a meatloaf sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you could really do that. Just got me thinking you could do all kinds of stuff.
I've never done cheese with meatloaf.
I hadn't either.
Even when I make a meatloaf sandwich, I've never done cheese with it. That's such a good idea.
I thought that was a really good idea. I want to share that with you.
I like it. That's outside the box.
And then I saw something in the community and I immediately ordered it on Amazon for you.
Oh, what was it?
It's a metal turkey truss. Have you seen these?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure somebody sent me one. It's like, but it's not called a turkey truss. It's called a,
Turbo trusser.
the turbo trusser.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah. I think it's out. It's in the garage, I think. I've never used it.
It's like,
It's like this metal thing that goes up the turkey's butt, right?
no, it holds the legs.
Oh,
It holds the legs and then it holds the wings.
okay.
And it keeps it so you don't have to tie it. You know
Yeah.
how you always tie it and the turkey's.
I've got to look. I'm pretty sure there was one on my desk and I took it home. I was like, I'm going to try this. And I never tried it.
It looks like that.
That's not what I was thinking. I thought this one had like some kind of cone thing that went up in the,
Oh, no. This just holds the legs.
I'm going to have to look, see what I got.
But
Did you order one?
yeah.
All right.
I mean, it was only $20 and it looked like the way it holds the legs and the wings, it keeps it in that perfect shape. I thought it was a great idea.
Well, that is a problem with turkey. Like, I always like tying the legs back together because if you let them splay out, they cook too fast and then they're going to start ripping the skin. It's not going to look good. But if you want the right presentation, can you get the legs out of that truss, you think, when it's done pretty easy?
Oh, yeah.
Without
Because it
breaking
just
it?
slides down.
Yeah.
It's not like around it. It's just kind of like holding
It's
it.
probably easier than cutting butcher twine.
Yeah. And it holds it has a thing that goes back and holds the wings too. So it just keeps it
Nice
picture
little package.
perfect. Yeah.
I'm going to try it. It's time to start cooking turkeys.
Yeah.
Somebody who told us there's going to be a turkey shortage. I don't want to put that out there as they say it every year, but he said it was Matt. He said the turkeys got some kind of, a lot of them got some kind of disease last year. You didn't hear this here, but maybe you did.
We're not one to gossip, but
But they say there's not going to be turkeys. You're not going to have turkey. So I'll tell you what you do.
I can't.
Kevin's going to have plenty of the turkey breast, and that is better than a whole turkey any day. So you go to the butcher shop, call him, get on Facebook, give him a call, and tell them you want the big giant turkey breast. They'll know exactly what you're talking about.
You
They
get
will
two.
ship it. You get two of them. And it's enough to feed a bunch of people.
And it is the best. It is better than a whole turkey. I will say
It's
that.
phenomenal.
Um,
Do they sell boneless, skinless turkey thighs like they do chicken?
I haven't seen any.
I wonder how those would be pretty good.
I don't know about this turkey shortage because there's turkeys everywhere.
So speaking of, when I was out of town, didn't you pick up one or two for me?
Yeah.
And they're thawing right now?
Yeah. I mean,
Because I
the
got
turkey-
to cook some next week.
yeah. Our turkeys are thawing
Yeah.
right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, they had them everywhere. They
So
had
there's no turkey
Kroger
shortage. There's
and
no
at
shortage.
Walmart, and they never have them out this early.
This might be from just somebody that happens to work in the poultry industry wanting to get that out there. And Matt's like, I'll just leak it to him. I'll tell that guy. He'll tell people. He can't keep his mouth shut. There is no turkey shortage. I've seen a bunch of them running around. You might have trouble catching them, but they ain't froze.
So, Colt, he shared this recipe. He said he was just messing around. He took little yellow potatoes, boiled them, got them soft. And then he put them on his griddle, hot griddle, smashed them like a smash burger. He added olive oil and truffle oil to get it going. But then once he got it like seared up, he added Euro Hero, doctored up with cheese, sour cream, bacon bits, and basically made like a crunchy,
like smashed tater.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
I know, but you could do any type of recipe.
We used to do
Ideas are limitless.
Where you smashed them with like the back of a whiskey glass or something. Yeah. You'd roast them, I believe.
Yeah.
You'd roast them on a sheet pan and do something. It was something similar. Toss them in olive oil and seasonings, roast them till they're soft, smash them, drizzle them with something, put Parmesan cheese on it, put them back in, and it made like these little, tater bites.
But
they were really, really good.
But doing it on the flat top.
Oh, yeah. Do you flip it or you just leave it on one side?
I bet you could like get it crispy, flip it, get it crispy. Yeah. But it's almost like a potato patty or whatever.
Kind of like a smash brown. You know what I mean? Because you're smashing that tater on there. But loaded smash browns.
You could top it with all kinds of I don't know. It just got me thinking. I was like, that's a great idea. Have you seen all the TikToks of people putting potatoes in their waffle iron?
No, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them. Like a cooked potato.
Yeah, okay, like a whole baked potato.
Yeah,
skin on.
Some of them have been.
And you just mash it down,
and they get it crispy, and then they put some cheese.
Sounds like a good way to jack up your waffle iron.
All the ones I've seen came out looking pretty good.
Right out, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I try it, but I think I like the griddle smash, the smash brown better.
Me too. I think that's a better because you get even crispiness. Have you seen the Spud Brothers on TikTok?
I'm not. You're on a different tater talk. I'm not on tater talk. Is it all taters all the time?
Yeah, but they top it. They're in the UK.
Oh, okay.
And they top it with some weird things. They're pretty viral right now, but
it's hard to mess
tuna up. Is one of their options.
No. Fish never goes on a baked potato.
I don't know what kind.
Oh, that would be terrible.
They do beans too, but theirs is like.
That don't go on a baked potato either.
Yeah, but it's not like our sweet baked beans. Theirs is kind of like a savory tomato baked bean.
That doesn't sound good either.
With cheese and potato?
I think they eat those for breakfast.
Yeah.
Do they call them baked beans or they just call them beans?
I think they just call them beans.
Yeah, I'm not down with that. That's like a traditional English breakfast. 2 little blood sausage things and some beans and a muffin maybe. I'm going to stick with my gravy biscuits.
Anyway, I'm all about smashing some taters.
I'm all about that, yeah. I'm not getting deep into tater talk, though.
You've been gone. I've been bored.
I can see. Like they're watching these Smash Brothers dictators.
It could be. Never mind.
Could be worse. Yeah. Hey now. I'm trying to take it to the Howard Stern show.
Anyway, we do have a contest going on right now on the community.
Jacob, you know what that is? This is normally where Tyler kicks in.
The Grill competition?
Yeah, we're giving away a Grill.
I actually think Tyler announced the winner like 3 minutes ago.
Wow. Is it already over? That was fast. Well, we'll wait and talk about that next time. So if you didn't get in, stick around because we're going to be giving away something else pretty soon too. This isn't like a one and done thing. We're going to keep trying to. We want everybody in the community to have a chance to win something. So if we keep these going, eventually you'll win.
But we also have another giveaway coming up next month that Tyler's working on.
Good.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
It might be a new little grill toy.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Awesome. What else do we have going on?
What do you got coming up?
It's deer season.
You're fixing to shut it all down.
It's deer season.
You're fixing to have to do a bunch of turkey videos.
Just a few weeks, and it's going to be on. And if you want to see me, probably go to the smokehouse. Just so happens I do a lot of work at the smokehouse, so it's like the perfect place. But that's about all. Trying to think of any events coming up. No, I know of.
No. Our events are kind of wrapped up.
They are for the year.
For the year, yeah.
We're planning next year. Already starting that, but first off, we're not doing anything to the end of January because it's deer season.
Well, we are going to
football will be on. I think you can watch a football game every single day from now to almost Christmas.
Are you serious?
Yeah. There's a game on. We got there Tuesday night. It's college, and it may be some obsolete teams that you've never heard of, but it's live football.
On Tuesday and Wednesday?
Yeah, there was some on Wednesday, too.
Great.
There's going to be some on tonight. I think a pretty good one tonight, actually. Oh, before we get off here, pull that up. Let me go ahead and make a prediction who's going to win this game so I can win people some money. All you got to do is go the opposite way of whatever it's just whatever comes to me right here.
Do
you see it?
I was trying to put me on the spot.
I think it's Boise State.
Hold on.
And they're predicting
there's a Yale at Penn. It's the 25th, right? Yeah. Yale at Penn, Louisville at Boston College, Boise State at UNLV.
Does it say that line?
No, I'm not looking on the betting app.
Okay.
Boise State, UNLV.
I mean, they're saying Boise State's good, and they got a running back that could win the Heisman and all that. I'd probably take them. I'd probably take them if the line's not too long. I don't think it's very big either. I think that's the kicker. Ain't it like 2-something? So this is really set up for Vegas to get you with UNLV.
Oh, Vegas gets you every time.
Oh, yeah. Every time. I'd take Boise on that one, though.
The line is 3.5.
Oh, yeah. That's a lock. So go ahead and bet the Rebels if you want to win. But anyway.
Well, Mount, that's all I have for you today.
All right. Well, hey, if y'all want to get in that community over there on Facebook, that's where you can ask questions, and we love talking about them on the podcast. But we also it's a great resource. So if you got anything that you might want the answer to, you just want to put a topic out there for conversation, or you want to send us a message or anything, go to Facebook, join the Let's Get to Cooking community. That's where we do our giveaways and stuff, and it's where Chell gets a lot of the stuff that we talk about here on the podcast too. But appreciate y'all hanging out with us here today. Chell, they can find us where?
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and of course YouTube. If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Chell on TikTok and Instagram.
All right. Say we're gone, Chell.
We're gone.
All right. We're gone.
We gone.